Alright guys, so in this video, Mohan and I are just going to go through a really basic version of a Tanya Toshi. So often when people do Tanya Toshi, they do more of a Uranagi Tanya Toshi, where they're kind of trying to lift you up. You know, so if Mohan comes in for a harai, a lot of people do a Tanya where they try to they set their feet, they try and lift you a little bit, kind of like Uranagi, and then they're going to drop and take you down. Which is not really the best style of Tanya Toshi you can do. Because you're not using your movement, it is all strength. And everyone's been there where you've gone for that guy's kind of fighting you like this, and you go, stuff it, I'm going to go for my harai, go for your harai, and then they sit here, and then they lift you up, or they hack that far knee out, and it's kind of just not nice, and you don't really want to fight those guys, because you don't want to hurt your knees, obviously, and all the rest of it. So, a few things to make your Tanya Toshi to understand how it works. And it's really basic, and once you figure this out, your kanas will never be the same again, you know, because they won't be so much strength-based or lifting-based, they'll be more movement-based. So for example, if Mohan does his harai like that, okay, and I sit on it, and I'm sitting, he's just going to do an Osoto now. Hop, 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 yeah, and I'm gone. Because I've set my body. So what we're going to do now, when Mohan plants his left leg, rather than setting my weight like this with my legs and trying to lift him up, I'm just going to take a step to the left. That's all I'm going to take a step to the left. So go, Mohan. That's it. That's a Tanya Toshi. Not a lift, not a drop, not a hacking their legs out. It's honestly just a step to the left. There's nothing he can do. Because he enters like this, it's taken backwards over that leg. And that's what judo is. Honestly, guys, you have to do it at training and you'll be like, oh man, why the heck for so long have I been setting my weight? And then you might get a coach or a guy that's a little bit smarter than you in judo, and every time you set your feet, he does Koichi, Oichi, Osoto, and you're like, how do I get around this? So rather than setting your weight, you know, and now he does Oichi, Koichi, Osoto, now I'm in trouble. You know, this is bad. But look, like I said, I'm 10 kilos bigger than Mohan. I could probably still throw him from here, but I'm 10 kilos bigger. In comp, I'm not going to be so lucky. I'm going to be fighting guys my weight, my strength. It's going to be a little bit different. So that's why we want to use technique. So again, he comes in, step to the left, down he goes. There's a Tanya Toshi. And I just did drop. So I'll do one where I drop. Here, Tanya Toshi. I didn't hack his leg out. I take a step to the left, put my left leg out. Very, very easy. And it's really nice judo. Once you start getting the hang of this, you can drive your partners crazy, because I'll do one of you now, Mohan. So when they're moving, you go this way, they come in, step to the left, and they're gone. It's that easy. So it's a really nice, and you're using your movement, you're using your hips, and you're anticipating their techniques, rather than setting your weight, getting Koichi, Noichi, no Soto. You're starting to react when they react, which is a lot better. So if I'm fighting Mohan and he tries to pick me up, try to pick me up, there's my Oichi, there's my Koichi. Every time. But, if he takes a step to the left, yeah, my Oichi doesn't work. And that will really help you guys out. So in this video, Chris emailed in and talked about the fact that he bought a Taya Toshi Masterclass book by Neil Adams. And he had something in there called a wrong way or a wrong leg Taya Toshi. So I thought I'd go through that with you today. Which is a really interesting concept for Taya Toshi, I must admit. If you're strong in the arms, some people when they do Taya Toshi have a really good feet and bad hands. It is a hand throw. And some people have really good feet and bad hands. The wrong way Taya Toshi works is if you've got really good hands. The reason why it's a wrong way Taya Toshi because it's a left on right scenario. So Mohan will have his left foot forward, I'll have my right foot forward. I'm inside, up on the ear. Remember that. I don't want to be down here somewhere. I want to be up at the ear because I can really control that inside well. And in terms of getting the sleeve, I don't do this. I go under. Always under. Because now his wrist is bent. If I come over the top, my wrist is now bent. That's a really weak grip. So I want to be under. Now a wrong leg Taya Toshi is instead of Taya Toshi in this leg, it's too far away and I'll just get counted. It's too far away. And maybe you know, to attack it usually, if his left leg is, if his right leg is so far away, I'll do a little Kosoto or a little Ashiwaza first. He steps out. Now there's my Tai Toshi because now he's, you know, his foot's forward. But in this case, Mohan, he's got awesome Ashiwaza, awesome foot sweeps. And every time I do this, he counters me. You know, he does a Sukeshi, do a Diashi Sukeshi. You know, so I don't want to get near his legs. So it really negates my setups for Tai Toshi. So the wrong way Tai Toshi is I just Tai Toshi this leg. That one. Don't worry about this one. Just Tai Toshi this one. So you come in and see what happens? He pivots over to the far leg. He goes over the far leg. Rather than, you know, usually we're coming across and blocking it. And now, I'm here. Look, I've lifted. And over he goes. And you can see why it's more of an arms throw than the usual ones. Because you really got to get in. And so I've got a little bit slow. Actually, I'll do a fast one for you. So we're here. See how it works? He kind of goes over and he can't go anywhere. And then you take that leg out. So again, that's why the arms are important. Now with this here, I like when I come in, the left leg must stay close. Can't come out here. This is no good. It's okay. It depends how tall you are, to be honest. If you're way taller than Mohan, yeah, your legs will probably go to here, you know? But if you're shorter than Mohan, you know, you might want to come closer. So I come quite close. Here. One, my knee is taking out below his knee. I don't want to break his knee. I want to look after my partners. But the key is, like I said before, it's the arms. This elbow's high. This one's pulling. That's springing, and look at that far leg. Up and over he goes. So a lot of people, they tend to not go for this. It's almost like it doesn't work. Like, how can this work? But it really does because of the... You're just taking him over that leg, but you're taking this... It's like an Uchimata. Like when you do a Uchimata from here, lift it, look. That's Uchimata. Now I'm taking him over that leg, aren't I? Now watch this Tai Toshi. It's exactly the same. There's no difference. The difference is just slightly different arms. You know, in this one, the arms are doing heaps of pulling, but with the Uchimata, the leg's doing a lot of hopping, and the sleeve does a bit of pulling as well. They're very similar. So the wrong way Tai Toshi is literally just taking out the left leg. So I'll go left on right, and over he goes. It's really nice. Really, it's kind of basic, but you don't think it is. It looks quite advanced. But give it a go, Chris, and let me know what you reckon. Hi guys, so in this video, Mohan and I are going to go over an Uchimata into Tai Toshi setup. And it's really nice, and last week I was training with my mate John. He had a beautiful setup for this, but he didn't know it. So I'm going to tell you guys so you know it. And what he did first was, I was standing with my left foot forward, and then he's coming for an Uchimata. You know, and he kind of hopped it through and nothing much really happened. So then I was like, okay, next time he does Uchimata, I'm going to sidestep it. And as he came in, I moved this leg out of the way. Move it out of the way. As in, sorry, do it again, my hand. Honestly, just move it like this. So as I came in, he moved it there. I moved it there. And then he went, oh, and I said, no, stop. Did you see what just happened? He went for an Uchimata the first time, and he missed it. He was a bit lazy. He came back out. The second time, I thought he was going to do another Uchimata. And I got lazy and I moved just like that. And I said, so this is when you do Tai Toshi. Because I think you're going to do Uchimata. So I said, as you come in and as I move, look. You change it. You do a Tai Toshi instead. And he was like, that's how it works. So I'm not going Uchimata, Tai Toshi. I'm going fake it. You know, fake your Uchimata. Go for your Uchimata, you miss it. The second time, if you think he's going to try to sidestep it, there it is, and it's a great drill. Once again, you can do this at home, in the garage. A little bit harder, you might need a bit more of a coordinated person. But again, look, that's it. The difference, the only thing you need to think about is the hands. Hands are the most important thing. The fake, hands, step the leg across. And he's like, so now he's been trying it heaps, and it's really nice. So again, you can be fighting someone. You go through Uchimata. You miss it. You come back out. You go again. Look, he moves. Because he wants you to do this. He wants you to come for the Uchimata again. And so he can step across or counter you with whatever. But if you're smarter than that, step across. And I actually got thrown with this, if you want to look it up. I can actually link it below. I fought Galcian, who won the London Olympics last year in Rio a few years ago, and he threw me with a massive Uchimata at the start for no score. 20 seconds later he came out, went for another Uchimata, I sidestepped it, and he threw me with a Tai Toshi. This exact technique. And it's when it happens. You know, I go to sidestep it, up and over, you throw him for a block. After combination, and then a beautiful after combination, and then a beautiful Okay guys, so Alan asked me this week to show a Kosoto Gaki because it doesn't get taught very often in the club, and mainly because it's hard to do. There's a few obviously variations. There's Kouchi Gari, Kouchi Gaki, Kouchi Makakomi, and they're the three Kouchis, right? So Kouchi Gari is kind of like when we step, so we're going to step. It's more of a sweep, we're going to take that leg out. So I'll just do it again. So we're stepping, Kouchi Gari, there's the first one. Kouchi Makakomi, I usually do it off a Sinagi. So the Makakomi is a drop, Kouchi Gari is a sweep, and then Gaki is a hook. So a lot of people teach the Makakomi as the Gaki because it's a hooking action. But the Kosoto Gaki is a hook, but you actually remain standing to finish. I call it a reverse Uchimata. Because Uchimata you do this, and really you're just hooking and then doing the same thing. And Sensei Okada from Scuba University, two-time world champion, I think 87 and 85 or 89, does this technique and he's so good at it. So, we're going to teach it now. So I'm going to close the distance on that front foot. It's right on right. And I bend my knees, that's the key. The key in judo for all judo is to bend your knees and pull the sleeve more. It's the two things you can never do enough of. Closing the distance, this right leg's going to wrap. So you can already feel he's breaking his posture. I'm going to wrap that leg, and then I'm just going to pull it up, and then pull it up behind me. So I do it from front on, right, close the distance. Right leg hooks. Now I bring my head to the floor, and I bring my right leg into the air to finish the technique. And it is it's a bit rough, because you don't throw and take the sleeve like you do in most throws. You just plant them flat on their back. So again, we'll go from front on again. Right on right, I close the distance. Bring that right leg through. It's a really good way to practice the Uchikomi. Hook. Hook. And then throw. Here, hook, head to the floor. And he'll rotate a little bit. He doesn't fall straight backwards. He'll fall backwards and turn a little bit. So one more time from here. But the key is to get low. Here, bending low. A big hook here, really big, and my head drives down as my leg drives up to finish the technique. Like I said, you can see it already, it's they flatten pretty hard. And it works the best against those extreme right-handed guys that are really heavy on that front foot, and they're trying to drive you backwards a little bit. And you're going to quickly step in, hook. And then from here, head down. My right hand stays around the head, but you notice I don't have a top grip. If you fight from top grip, have a top grip. But I just fight usually from the collarbone. That stays here, comes up a little bit around the head as you pull up to finish Kosoto Gaki. Kouchi Gaki. Alright guys, so Sally emailed in asking what's my best attack to do when they're flat on their stomach in competition. So with Newaza, I'm not a massive fan of attacks. It's like in Tachiwaza, you don't say what's your best Haragoshi setup. It's kind of like, oh, well, in order to do my best Haragoshi, I do this, they do that, I do this, I do that, then I do my Hara. So there's a sequence leading up to it. Newaza is the same. So what I like to do with Newaza is I call it openings. You've got to open them up somehow. And the best way I like to open them up is just to take their back. And from there I can work other techniques off that. So I don't necessarily have a favourite technique when they're flat. I just try to get to a position I know and I know well. So for me, it's taking them back. So from here, the main thing I do is I step over with one leg, keep my knee really tight to their body, my right knee. I'm going to lift this up, insert my left foot here, I'm going to pull him and take his back. So what I do is a small shove, and my knees are squeezing tight, and my hand can feel it here. Right hand comes here, pull, and I'm now in a better position. I can start doing something from here. You know, I've got chokes, arm bars, pins, the lot. But and now, my technique will dictate what he does next. If he turns towards me, well, I've got a particular move. If he turns that way, I've got a particular move. If he stays there, well, I have to do something. But this is what I do. I try to get him to here. Or even better, here. And now I can really decide what I want to do with my partner. So I really encourage you guys to, you know, if his foot's there, just out of interest, I just push this, pull that. If his foot's the other way around, here, I push that, pull that. But it's all getting back to where you know. And that's the best way I attack someone on their stomach. I don't have a move like do this, but I have it openings. And once openings start, I then create something from there. You know, so again, my knee stays tight. This foot is the key because I want to get under this hip. So I quickly pull, insert that left knee. Okay? Now from here, my right hand goes under the head. Using that left leg to turn him, I get both hooks in. Now from here, just out of interest, I've got a choke. Where I can come on top into an Ozokomi. So I just encourage you guys to look through the University of Judo website, add all the different attacks on the ground, and then drill the attacks from that position, but this is an opening, and that's what you need to do.